Yep. You already know the business. We do this every Saturday. I'm your host, Frederick Whitlow II, aka Minister Fred 2. Don't call me Junior. You already know the business. And you are tuned into the session, Bible Beats and Bars, where it's transformative talk that literally helps us to be better and at our best self. So listen, I got a great presenter today, great friend of mine. We've been talking about this the whole month about women excellence and especially women of color that are making a significant imprint and a significant impact in our world today. So we're gonna get this on. We got some amazing videos. All the ladies gonna hammer you heavy. So we got Bria Smiles coming at you. So after that, you'll get a chance to hang out with myself and my special guest. So there it is. You already know the business. No more dirty. The session, Bible Beats and Bars. You already know my homie in the building is in the building, Professor X. Let's go. Hey, Professor, let's put them on, man. Yep.
For the court date, feast of famine, asking for forgiveness and not permission. Will you send your pawn or you send your bishop? Queen in this kingdom, your king is missing. Tested in the furnace of affliction. Is your faith facts or is it fiction? Your biography on intermission. So don't distract me cause I'm on a mission. Yeah, like the Joan of Arc of Noah's Ark, instructed on the chosen one to colonize the culture with the sounds of the kingdom. Governor of God's government, I sit with the Senate, discuss distrust when the opposite of progress is Congress. Set my people free from the bondage. I'm gonna die a dignitary, showing love like February. Stay strapped like military, warring with the adversary, kneeling at the sanctuary, saying she was legendary. You see, doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Well, you see, doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Before the persecution, there's spiritual revolution, where the chains on our brain, prison break, institution, and the parasitic sins in your soul cause pollution. Now we all up in smoke. Let me offer this solution and repent from your ways. Definition to the days left. No heartbeat is certain, no breath is promised, so you still blessed. Fatality mentality, perception's your reality. Your flesh and bones when you at war with principality. Slave to the stimuli, program with the teller. Vision is blurry, they in a hurry with the genocide. Humans turn Haman, I'm on my Mordecai. Fear mongering, politicking, grab the pesticide. Flipping pain into power since 88. With no more regrets, because the struggle made me great. Get right or get left, will you choose love or hate? And at the crossroads, will you see doves or crows? It's the great debate. You see, doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Well, you see, doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Doves are crows at the crossroads. Crossroads, 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 court date. Crossroads, court date. Crossroads, court date.
Yep. Welcome back to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. I'm your host, Minister Fred 2, aka in the community, Mr. Whitlow 2. Hey, in the building, in the building. I'm super excited about our guest. It's none other than First Lady Veleda
Veleda Davis.
Davis. How you doing?
I am well. I am well. Blessed and honored to be here.
Talking to the mic. Give us a little
Blessed
bit
and
more.
honored to
Yeah,
be here. Blessed and honored to speak with you
yeah.
and
And
to
the masses.
share with the masses the goodness of the Lord, His light, and all that He is doing in our lives. Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Now we gotta first start. We always do this before I ask you about your favorite scripture.
Okay.
Your name.
Okay.
Your name.
My name is Veleda Mone Banks-Davis.
Monet. Dr. Dave, he like this. Yeah, that's what's up. That's
It
mine
rolls
right
off
there.
the
That's what's
tongue.
up. So listen,
Indeed.
tell us a little bit about the name. The
I,
Monets that
I
kind of
tell you what, again, my name, Veleda Mone Banks-Davis. I am a native of Detroit, Michigan.
okay.
Blessed and honored to be the daughter of Joseph and Eunice Banks of
Okay.
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And I am very blessed and fortunate to wear those names very proudly. Banks, my maiden name, and Davis, my husband, whom I've been married to
Right.
for now almost 29
That
years.
is what's
And it
up.
feels as if we've been dating every day. I am
That's
definitely
cool.
a godsend.
Yo, so let me say this. And I want to say to everybody else, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you keep sharing this because this is how we're able to transform lives. This is transformative talk. But
Absolutely.
if we're just talking and you're not sharing and you're not talking about it, then it defeats the purpose
Mhm.
of transformative lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So, what's your favorite scripture, or do you have one or two, or maybe just give us one or a quote and let the folk
I
know?
tell
Because
you
yeah,
what, that's the right question for me. If there was something, and I believe I shared it, I have a group of young ladies that I message every day, along
okay,
with my children and my husband, and of course I send various pictures. And one of the pictures, the caption read, "This is how I fight my battles."
mm,
And it was a
wow,
picture of the Bible. And so, indeed, scripture is important. It is indeed our instruction for life. Um, Two of my favorite, and my children would agree. I believe they have adapted them as their favorites as well.
okay,
One would be Psalms 139 and 14. I will praise thee, O Lord, for I am fearfully
come on,
and wonderfully made.
Woo.
All of thy works. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful verse? Because it not only speaks to the glory of the Lord and his magnificence, but also the beauty of our creation. The second would be Romans 8, I believe 28.
Yes,
That's it.
yes,
All things work together for
come
the
on.
good of them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. And
You
I
know,
believe that.
this is interesting because you work in executive leadership,
Mhm.
yet you have a very strong pulse
Yes,
on spiritual matters and really just how that impacts life.
absolutely.
Why is that important that you have that understanding, that appreciation for spiritual matters, even when you're dealing with the natural, on the job, in the home, with family, with business associates?
Mhm.
How important is that, and why? I think because some people are saying, yeah, I mean, no, there is a reason behind this conversation.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I believe that it's all going to tie back to those verses that
That's
I
right,
shared.
for
And
sure.
a part of that is I truly believe um, in my favorite scriptures, my favorite quotes. It's let your light so shine
Mm,
that others will see your good works and glorify your Father whom is in heaven. That is applicable, I must tell you. It is applicable in the home. It is applicable in the workplace. It is applicable in the marketplace. Everything that I do, be it at home as a mother to my children, in admonishment and love and adoration for my husband, in my work, my stewardship for those that I serve, it is my prayer that in every effort, others will see the light of Christ in me.
Wow. And the other thing I'm really excited about you being a part of this conversation is that I think it's going to help those of us,
Mhm,
and I'm including myself, that are in those spaces where you're like, am I going too far?
mhm.
Or how do I share what I believe is good
Mm,
thing,
absolutely.
while still being objective, being non-confrontational, and then at the same time being able to respect diversity, equity, inclusion, and belongingness in the same space. So this conversation, folk, is going to be an amazing one. So let's talk about who is Mrs. Davis. Who are you?
Oh my goodness.
Like, I mean,
Okay.
I see you doing big things, and we're going to talk about that. But behind the scene,
Hmm.
that young lady from Michigan,
Detroit,
Detroit, you from
Michigan.
Detroit
That's it.
City. What's real
Inner
good?
city,
Yeah,
Detroit, Michigan,
yeah.
8 Mile and Livernois.
Oh, that's what's up. What you saying? That was
I tell you what, I'm honored to share because my childhood, my rearing, Detroit, um,
yo.
everything that I did, from the neighborhood to the church worship and affiliation to even school and extracurricular activities, they all served in culmination to the development of who I am today.
Wow, wow.
Again, I am the daughter of Joe and Eunice Banks of Detroit, Michigan. My mother, Dr. Eunice Jean, well,
Okay,
Eunice
then.
Jean,
Woo.
Dr. Banks, retired from Wayne County Mental Health. My father, Joe Banks, retired from Ford Motor Company.
Wow,
And
wow.
together they had three V's, which was a property management company, which afforded or provided a means for affordable housing to the
Wow.
inner city.
Wait. See, y'all, are y'all getting this?
Entrepreneurship. It's in my
But
blood.
but it's not only in your blood, but
Hmm.
you're talking about entrepreneurship that is not only community engaged,
Hmm.
but you're dealing with what the now moment.
The
Even
now
your
moment.
parents was like, listen, poverty's real.
That's right.
How do we make housing affordable
That's right.
while we on a come up?
That's right.
And so now you have, the Lord has blessed you to come up. You're doing a lot of great things. We're going to talk about it, but I just think we need to take a minute to appreciate the journey. I think sometimes we work so hard.
I
Well, I got to go get
appreciate
this
that.
bag. I got to get it, but we don't appreciate
Appreciate it.
the process to getting
Mhm.
the bag.
And it is a journey. It's a journey. I truly believe it takes a village.
Yeah.
I believe that each and every piece of our lives are like a puzzle. And all of those pieces work together to create the Lord's masterpiece for his purpose for our lives. Again, my parents and their efforts, they worked very hard to
Mm,
provide a beautiful home, a beautiful education,
yeah.
but above all, the installation of great morals and values and family. My brother and my sister, Velda and Vincent, hello, and I love you both dearly. I'm a middle child of
You're
three.
in the middle.
I'm in
Okay.
the middle of
Wow.
three.
You
But
smack in the
if
middle.
you ask anyone, I'm the oldest. My brother's gonna get me. But I want you to know that with each of us, there was even in our youth the importance of family, but above all, the acknowledgement of the Lord and who He is in your life as your creator.
So I got to ask this question. I know someone's listening and thinking and watching, and they're going, so what motivates you
Mhm.
to be that passionate in your convictions and how you move, yet professional, because you are in executive leadership. You're not just someone in low or middle management. You're an executive leadership. But what motivates you as it relates to what you do?
I'm gonna tell you what
Real
now.
talk.
I'm gonna tell you real talk. Because of the beauty of who I am, and looking at all of the wonderful women and men of excellence, of color, and those who I was very fortunate. I was raised in Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church
Okay.
in
Okay.
Detroit, Michigan, Dr. Frederick G. Sampson
Oh my
III.
goodness. That
And
was a
that
powerhouse.
gentleman was, I'm telling you, he was a gentleman of distinction. And I remember him imparting those beautiful values of being who you are and operating in excellence. You operate in excellence not because of a title, not because of a position, but because of your divine purpose, your divine creation. Remember, Psalms 139:14, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So whatever you do it as unto the Lord.
Okay, so we got to get a video. And I told y'all, see y'all, you already know that Professor did, we told him, right? Every week we do this. Every week we do this. We do this every week. And you can't slip on us. So we're going to give you another video. Let's go Portia Love. She got a song called Helga. Helga, you're going to like this one.
Beautiful.
Helga, because you know what? Sexy Save, doing big things, but don't get it twisted.
Say a word.
We'll be right back. No more dirty. The session, Bible beats and bars.
I never really know what to say in the beginning of the song.
Hello, what? You made this?
Hello. He said he wanted to get that. They ask how you do that, then I don't know what to tell ya. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga. We thought life was popping until we discovered better. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga. I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time. I made it out of the drought. The rain made me better, my part ain't gon' last. Funny they counted me out. I guess they really just not good with math. Everything that we do it with class. If he ain't holy, I take out the trash. Wait, what? If he ain't holy, I take out the... Knowing that everything I wanna do, I'ma do, and I'm doing it, walking by faith. I don't got time for no doubters, I press them like Tucker, I tell them get out of my face. We bout that action like Stric'ly. We serve Christ, Pisces. Only one goal, heaven to go. Give it up, that's not lightly. They ask how you do that, then I don't know what to tell ya. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga. We thought life was popping until we discovered better. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga. I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time. Please do not waste my time. Love tribe turning up in the A. With my faith, know that I do not play. If you got money and you caught up in fame, but nigga God, homie, know that it's lame. How you think you innocent and that's a bummer. We gon' turn up and have a holy girl summer. We gon' turn up and have a holy girl. We gon' turn up and have a
holy girl summer.
We gon' turn up and have a holy girl. We gon' turn up and have a
holy girl summer.
Helga, she don't play. Helga, she don't play. Helga, she don't play. Helga, she don't play. We gon' turn up and have a holy girl. We gon' turn up and have a holy girl summer. We gon' turn up and have a holy girl. We gon' turn up and have a
holy girl summer.
I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time. Please don't waste my time. They ask how you do that, then I don't know what to tell ya. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga. We thought life was popping until we discovered better. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga.
Leave Helga alone.
They ask how you do that, then I don't know what to tell ya. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga. We thought life was popping until we discovered better. Prayer life on Esther, but my attitude on Helga. I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get the time. I'm gonna rock my shine. Not gonna waste no time.
No More Dirty Incorporated and Friends presents No More Dirty Clean Comedy Series. Saturday, March 18th, New Life Worship Center with guest performances by DD Real Music, Stephen Boyd, Bonicia, Claude LeMary, and DJ Fanatic. featuring 3 national clean comedians. Doors open at 7 p.m., pre-show at 7:30, and showtimes at 8. Hosted by Fred Whitlow II, featuring Small Fire,
What a mighty God we serve. Oh, the angels bow.
Saint Vic,
They'll yell like that out in public in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's right. I'm a single woman. I don't need no man. I got Jesus in my life. Don't need no man. That's right. Wait to get home by themselves. Why can't I get a man, Lord?
and Spike Davis.
You can't lay an afro sideways. You can't do it. You lay it down, it'll pop right back up. I'm telling you, man. It comes right back in place.
Tickets and to sponsor, visit nomoredirty.org. Proceeds support No More Dirty Youth Initiatives, Camp Smart, and the Greatness Project. Tickets available at nomoredirty.org. Eventbrite.com. The No More Dirty Clean Comedy Series, Saturday, March 18th, New Life Worship Center, 3912 Pulaski Pike in North Huntsville. Email info@nomoredirty.org or call 256-698-9749.
Yo, welcome back. Hey, listen, it's going down tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Clean comedy.
And I've been enjoying the music. So when the cameras are off, we're jamming.
Oh, jamming, you know what I'm saying? Listen, don't forget, you still have time. Eventbrite.com. You can go get your ticket, or you can go to the website, No More Dirty. Thanks, Professor. There it is. You can click the QR code. It'll send you right there. Boom, bam, bap, bam, boom. And you already know. You get it ahead of time. You know, $25 is going to support scholarships. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and where those are going to help and support. Or you can do $35 at the door. But at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to last. So listen, you kicking it with us afternoon, but tonight doors open at 7, and I'm telling you, 7 o'clock doors open. 7:30 we got a free show, some amazing artists. We're gonna put Stephen Boyd is he's actually last night he was just doing a major interview with Bobby Jones gospel, and then he's on several different platforms. He's soaring. He's gonna come and bless the mic, give us a couple numbers. Then we got Bonisha's got one out of North Alabama. You got Pride Lamari, and then you already know my homie from the No More Dirty TV show. He's a dope MC. He's up for like 3 or 4 nominations for Christian hip hop.
So great.
DB Real Music.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, literally, you might as well come and listen. It's clean. No vulgarity, no drama. There you go. That's my dude. DB Real Music all day, every day. And that's day. Day. That's day. Professor's like, yeah. But anyway, welcome back to the session. We got Ms. Davis in the building.
Absolutely.
Yo, so let's talk about your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know about your family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you run in 2 major corporations. You're doing things. We're gonna talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's really talk about that educational journey. And you're also an advocate. She's into social justice advocacy.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about those 2 things for just a little bit.
Wonderful. And that actually ties in. It ties into the current.
Okay.
I'm really fortunate. It's a blessing when you walk in purpose because everything, again, works together for the good. And you may not even know which direction you're going or why. But let me tell you, as long as you're obedient, go back to that scripture I shared earlier with you. It will work together for your good, for his glory. Let me tell you, I was an undergrad at Spring Arbor University in Michigan, and I studied family life education there. That is a beautiful area of study in that it also has the basis of biblical principles, but it applies it to every level of understanding the familial unit, addressing the family, addressing specific issues as it addresses emotional well-being and holistic health, which is why I decided to be certified as a family life educator to make sure that when we are engaging those that are in need, engaging those that need help, we look at the full person. And I'm able to do that in a way that is free. Many degrees and professions, they limit you.
Wow.
And you're not able to bring those other important aspects into consideration. So I appreciate my education as a family life educator in that I can utilize all of that in addressing the needs of the whole person.
And I love that, the holistic approach. And I think what we know now, even with research, is that if we don't take a holistic approach,
Mhm.
we lose a part of that humanity.
Absolutely.
So if you losing a part of a person's humanity, you have lost that connecting piece.
Mhm.
And I think that's important. So how did you go from family life educator, getting certified, going around helping folk in the greatest situations,
Yes.
to social justice advocacy?
I tell you what. So my master's degree, again, it's from Michigan, Mary Grove College, and I decided to pursue a degree in social justice.
Wait. So what drove you to do that? Was it because of what was happening, or
I believe it was several things. It was understanding advocacy at a grassroots level. I believe often we'll get to that later, my favorite quotes, but you have
okay?
to not only be the change you want to see, but be a part of that change, be an active part of that change. And I believe social justice allowed me to do that. Also, one of the driving points for me with that degree program was the full understanding of grants,
Okay,
which are
okay,
needed.
right,
And we know money's important, right? To get initiatives
exactly.
off the ground and rolling and
You need to
making a
see,
difference, and
yeah.
also to make sure those underserved populations, right, are getting the resources and support they need, but also nonprofit development. And it gave a full view scope of nonprofit development,
Wow.
which was an integral part of our thesis in exiting the program, was the actual implementation of
Mm.
your own program. And I thought that was imperative
So
to my
so
journey.
before you go further, do you understand how deep this conversation is? You know, a lot of people say I want to go and help, and that's a great start. A lot of people say, well, I want to give money. That definitely does help.
Mhm.
But if you don't know the intricates or
That's
the
right.
rudiments of, okay, how do I support?
That's
How
right.
do I donate?
That's
What is
right.
a 501c3 public charity? What is an educator, and how does social justice fit in the scheme of applying for a grant?
Absolutely.
And so I think what you're doing and
Mhm.
what you've done
Mhm.
is you have been able to
I
strategically
love that word.
strategically find yourself in a space where you can help so many people, especially right here.
Absolutely.
Because we both work in human services,
Absolutely.
literally.
It's literally how we met, everybody.
Yeah,
It's how we met.
yeah.
Our story is phenomenal.
We'll wrap on the back end on that. But
Yeah.
let's talk about this journey. So you're now social justice.
Mhm.
So what happens next?
So with social justice, of course, and that program affording me the opportunity to understand nonprofit development, and as Fred said, all of those leveled pieces to make sure that not only programs are a success, but that they are sustainable, that they have the great outcomes that you indeed projected for the program. And for me in particular, it's that my program initiatives would reach those persons in need. Being a woman of color, we don't have to share the many stories of inequality that I have witnessed, not only when it comes to social service support and resources, but also accessibility.
Wow,
Accessibility. And that's
that
important
right
for me.
there. If you don't have access, it's as if money is on the table and you can't see it.
Absolutely.
Resources and opportunities are on the table and it's invisible
Mhm.
to you or that person.
Absolutely. And it's often misallocated, and those that need it the most do not receive it. And that's
Absolutely.
how, to answer your question, education and awareness
Wow.
and social justice and
Wow.
advocacy, they tie together, because I want my efforts to be sustainable. So I want it to impact not only a household or a school,
Right.
I want it to impact the state house
Come on.
and the White House. So I say this to say, the more knowledge, the better. The more equipped I am with knowledge, the more knowledge I can share. It helps to make our community a better place and our world a better place.
So we got to talk. I'm trying to figure out yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. We
Okay.
got to talk
Where are
about.
we going?
So you have a social justice. You got you a game status on that. You have a background in working with families and being in terms of being an educator or a facilitator.
Absolutely.
Now you are you sit in the seat, first ever, sitting in the seat of an organization that I am truly grateful that No More Dirty is partnering with. And Asha Karan, tell them Asha Karan Inc. Incorporated.
Absolutely.
That organization, and I work with that organization on some other levels, but it wasn't until our conversation most recent before this comedy show, and then having a conversation with Camille. Shout out to Camille. Just let's talk about your organization. You're the executive director.
I am.
A sister of executive. Listen, the whole month is about executive leadership and women excellence and National Women's History, and you are finaleing. You're not. I mean, you're just. Let's talk about it.
I'm honored. Thank you. So we're going to talk about Asha Karen, my journey, and then the current.
Correct.
And so I brought a little cheat sheet, everybody. Okay. So I shared with you that one of my beliefs, my strong beliefs, is that whatever you do it as unto Christ. You do it as unto the Lord with excellence, because you were fearfully and wonderfully made for a purpose. And so my belief is that whatever my assignment, I want to hear a well done. Whatever the assignment, whatever the title, because I don't look for the accolades or the attaboy, attagirl from man, because to be honest and matter of fact, man has no heaven nor hell to put me in. I work.
Wait, you guys say that again.
All righty.
That's a real situation.
It is a real situation, and I do. And because he asked me to repeat it, my children know I'm a no profanity person, but in this aspect, you need to hear it with clarity and accuracy. You work for your well done. Man does not have a heaven nor a hell to put you in. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, created for divine purpose. Whatever your assignment, don't be limited by title.
Come on.
Don't be limited by position. Don't be limited by the income, because we saw what he did with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, but we'll go there later. Do what you are assigned to do, and you do it with excellence. My journey with Asha Karen began because my husband, who is a Montgomery native,
from the Gump.
I'm telling you, he was transferred here to the Huntsville area, which all of our children are all grown, and that's beautiful. And so we said, hey, someplace new, a beautiful city, let's do this. And so in doing so, formerly in Montgomery, I was blessed. I worked with the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services.
Right.
I was a state coordinator for their grants. I then went on to become a teacher. Which was wonderful. I was able to teach all 3 of my children at Evangel Christian Academy.
Wow.
But the beautiful part is that when I moved to Huntsville, it was a new start and a new beginning. I love new chapters. I love new beginnings.
Wow.
I told my husband, I says, but after the home is all decorated and fixed up, I have to find something to do. And so the Lord would have it, I wasn't rushing for income. I was moving toward operating more in purpose. And I said, let me see what I can do. Just get out in the community and think of some things, meet some people. It's how I ran into Fred. He keeps wanting me to put the story back,
all right,
but he's an integral part of how my story.
All right, so let's go there. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Right. And so this is how I met Fred. And so what I would do, I says, in order to be a part of the community, because again, I'm a change agent. I want to know what's going on. I want to know resources and supports, because even if I'm new, if someone comes to me, I love to have the knowledge to say, hey, have you tried here or there?
Right.
I went over just on a whim to what is the center called off of Sparkman? Is it called?
Career Center.
The Career Center.
Career Center.
The Huntsville Career Center. And I'm just in there on one of my beautiful days. And I said, I'm just going to sit here and see what's happening. I met a few people. One in particular was a counselor and a volunteer counselor for Asha Karen. Right. I sat in her office and I talked to her, and she says, my goodness, like, I want to know more about you. Like, you would be so great. You would be so great to speak with our women, to help our mission and our vision at Asha Karen. I'm like, well, what is Asha Karen? And she says, we help women that have experienced violence. But we help especially marginalized, underserved communities, foreign-born communities, I'm like, what? I want to know more. And I says, well, do you know if there, opportunities to volunteer? And she says, absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers.
That's right.
So I met with Rashmi, and that conversation ended. I heard a voice in one of their conference rooms, and the voice you could hear of that professional orator, because his voice was very strong and distinct. And I says, well, let me just ease in. Mind you, I did not have invitation, and they
Just
were
snuck in.
already in session.
Right.
And Mr. Whitlow, you were talking to a group of youth, and you were sharing your testimony. Now, I'm just walking in, and this is how I tell you all things work together for the good. I walked in, he was sharing his testimony with the youth. If I can be honest with each of you, what you see today, what you are experiencing in this wonderful comedy show, every effort of No More Dirty, it was just a dream and a vision.
There was a conversation
It was
with
a
some kids
conversation.
that had was trying to figure out how to finish one thing in life, and they had, for whatever reason, had not been able to accomplish
Oh my
one of those
goodness.
educational things.
Yes.
And now, 10 years later, we're sitting on the stool having a conversation
Absolutely.
about really addressing and meeting needs of people
Absolutely.
for real.
Absolutely. And what you're doing for those youth has amplified beyond, I'm sure, what you could have fathomed at the time.
Never would have thought. First of all, I was just wanting to volunteer like you and just being a
Absolutely.
blessing, not knowing that years later a 501c3
What God has for you, you
is
better
for
say
you.
a word.
So, okay,
Here we go.
let's go to the video. Let's go to the
Okay.
video. Professor, it didn't got deep up here. Let's do AI anomaly. We gotta get some boom bap in here.
Let's do it.
She got a song, man, called "It's the Fact," because we telling you facts,
Mhm.
and she's gonna tell you some more facts about Asha Quran, and then it's gonna be great. So thanks for tuning in. This is the session, Bible Beats and Bars, and we'll let you know about the rest of the stuff we do throughout the weekend. But don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock,
Mhm.
Clean Comedy. Let's go.
Fun,
Take us
fun,
out, Professor.
fun.
Let's let them hear some boom bap.
Hey.
You want to bang? Well, bang this.
My business is philanthropic, that's a fact. Yeah. I capture truth with my optics. Yeah. I put profit in other markets, invested in younger pockets, cause next gen they be watching. Yeah. I exhibit prints of the living. Yeah. With encryptions, ignite a difference. Yeah. I spit vicious with pure intentions, my flim fluent combined tools. I'm instrumental. Load the ink in a pen, blueprint the cataclysm. Grab the film and a lens, photographic lyrics, framing a composition. Lame is a competition, but I'm indifferent. My mission ain't to be top position. My ambition is rooted deep in the holy scriptures. My intent is to point them all to the crucifixion, exposing lies and shine a light on the contradictions. He gave me light, and with this life, I choose to live it true. This is facts over foolery. Hard times, dark nights, nothing new to me. It's grind time, pick a side, no influencing. Mindset, staying firm to what's true to me, that's a fact. We don't compromise by copying lies, fact. We epitomize the battle cry, fact. We don't compromise by copying lies. We epitomize the battle cries. They catnapping off in a distance. Should I switch up on my conditions? I got needs just to get up my social digits. Gotta eat algorithms that keep their interest. Ignoring all my convictions. Cause I could do it. I could prove I'm my influence. I could choose to soothe you with smooth tunes for your amusement. It'll probably be real lucrative. Posting pics and risky fits. Henny sipping, pole flipping with 50 stripping, floating all from the roof in. Do or dare, who would care? Man, look at that. Throw it back, let it bounce, go make a stack. Go against it, they offended, they on attack. She slut shaming, opinionated, religious rap. If it ain't Nicki or Mega Cardi, where do I fit? We all got our own lanes, what you represent? True. This is facts over foolery. Hard times, dark nights, nothing new to me. It's grind time, pick a side, no influencing. Mindset staying firm till it's true to me. That's a fact. We don't compromise by copping lies. Fact. We epitomize the battle cry. Fact. We don't compromise by copping lies. We epitomize the battle cries. Hey.
You want to bang? You want to bang? Well, bang this.
My business is philanthropic, that's a fact. Yeah. I capture truth with my optics. Yeah. I put profit in other markets, invested in younger pockets, cause next gen they be watching. Fact. Yeah.
Wow. So what do you think about that AI? That's my favorite female
I
MC.
enjoyed it. I'm jamming every time we go to break.
Yo, so before we continue, I got to make sure we let you all know, and you all know this, but I'm going to just share. Every Friday, Professor, and shout out to my man, Professor. You got to throw up that new graphic so y'all can see Professor X. He's always the guy, like, you got the Batman Robin. He always stay low. He like Alfred. You know what I mean? Man, I got to. No, that's not. No, that's not. Well, anyway, Friday. We do the No More Dirty TV show. DB Real Music and myself, he co-hosts with me every Friday right here. That's why it's important that you go ahead and subscribe to the No More Dirty INC, No More Dirty Inc., the YouTube channel, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter. Take the time because I'm telling you, like, we are very intentional. I'll give you the best, the cleanest. You don't ever have to worry about it being a controversy or a challenge in terms of vulgarity, explicits, things that would, you had to put, but I don't know if I can bring my kids. Now, you will never have to worry about that with No More Dirty because we believe that transforming lives in the space where life is most needed needs to be clean, positive, inspirational, and uplifting. So every Friday, that's what's up. Every Friday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're on the West Coast, throw them W's up, baby. Go back to. If you're on the East Coast, we start at 8:30. Then on Saturday, like we're doing right now, you get it. There you go. Thank you, Professor, my man. It took me a long time to get him to put him on a billboard. I put him on any kind of graphic. Shout out to my homie, man, Professor. Man, I love you, bro. So it took a while, seriously. But every Saturday, this is what Professor and I do every Saturday, 2 p.m. And then you can also catch us on Mondays because we want to try because some people are on travel. So we do Monday evenings at 7:30. So you're going to be on again worldwide on Monday. And then after that, it's just out there. And then people, you can just do what you want to do. All right. And then on Sunday, let's go, bro. Let's take 5 p.m. G93 Radio. Shout out to my man. You already know Ed Gaines Entertainment. Yo, listen, we believe in excellence, especially when you're talking about communities of color. Then 6 p.m., give it to them, baby. Da-na-na-na-na. We up, baby. We up. For real. We be baptizing beats all day on that station. And they be like, oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's what it is. God is good. Then we go hit them again. We go worldwide with Vision Radio, vision-radio.com. Now, we're actually in 22 countries.
Wow.
Shout out to Liz C. and his staff and her staff, Admiral. We're doing some really cool things. And guess what? It's in needed communities and countries. So bring us back. Thank you, Professor. And again, so you can go to the website, nomoredirty.org. Thank you, man. So let's get back in on this moments.
Yes.
What's so amazing about this? Here we are 10 years later.
Absolutely.
From being at the Career Center.
Absolutely.
10 years later.
Yes.
You are the executive director of Asha Quran, and I am executive director of No More Dirty, which was just a conversation to help kids come out of dirty lifestyles.
Absolutely. And I say all of that to say, and I know that Fred was probably like, no, Veleda, I didn't tell you to go there, but it's important. It's important. It's important to my message to each of you, every hearer of this interview, to hear and to understand the importance of every moment of your life. Every moment has purpose. Every moment has meaning. Every moment is different than the next. Embrace the moments. Embrace the moments. the culmination of all of those moments create the beautiful story of your life. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And so I say all of that to say I met Minister Whitlow. It was divine connection. We remained connected, but both of us in our journeys,
It's
different ways,
Yep.
different paths, and we continued. After visiting the Career Center, I went online
Okay.
and I found out a little bit more about Asha Kieran. Well, then I had also applied because remember I shared with you all, I believe in purpose driven. And so I had applied to be a chaplain
Okay.
with Huntsville
Okay. All
Hospital.
right.
And I received the notification that my chaplaincy was going to be accepted and I was going to move forward with that. And I was so excited, but
Okay.
it
Yeah.
afforded opportunity for me to still volunteer
Okay.
with Asha Kieran. And I tell you what, another part of the moments in that journey, I was fortunate enough to meet your brother,
Yes, who was head
Chaplain
chaplain? That's
Whitlow, at
right.
that time
This is bananas. Yo.
at Huntsville Hospital. And so, again, in my efforts to serve, I served as chaplain with Huntsville Hospital. And it wasn't a very long time because I tell you what, I'd started volunteering with Asha Kieran. A position came available. I was volunteering in direct services. You have your direct services and you have direct engagement with clients. And we also have our administrative office, which are non-direct services, and we handle all of the administrative pieces because our clients and their needs are safe home. Everything is confidential.
Very calm. And let's go there just real quick.
Okay.
What I am really appreciate about the organization that you are in executive leadership in
Mhm.
is that you really work with some very interesting population. Which can you share just because
Absolutely.
I think it gives distinction, and then you go, oh, I didn't know that because that was the
Absolutely.
moment, and I was like, yeah, we got to work together.
Absolutely. So definitely the mission and vision of Asha Kieran pulled me in the direction of not only being a volunteer, but I shared with Fred from 2017 to the current having over 8 positions within this small agency. We're only an
Wow.
agency of about 20.
Thank you, Professor, for bringing it
But
up.
I tell you what, our mission and our vision, they complement beautiful. And we address the needs of victims of sexual assault,
Mm.
domestic violence, and human trafficking in the foreign-born communities specifically, but in all communities.
Wow.
But we do understand what the special needs of the foreign-born look like. For example, language being your
Yes.
first barrier to accessing services. Asha Kieran not only strives to address the needs of those victims by providing immediate services, we connect with first responders,
Come on now. Come
service
on.
providers
Yes.
to address the gap that they remember I talked to you about
Right.
accessing
Access.
services
That's
and
right.
awareness. So we provide that education to first responders, our social service providers, to make sure that when they are engaging with diverse populations, they are indeed practicing their oath to do no harm.
And let me say this real quick. I think
Mhm.
what I love about the organization, and I'm in love with the organization, is that because of what you stand for, and because of who you're dealing with
Mhm.
specifically,
Mhm.
um, that's deep.
Mhm.
Domestic violence, sexual
Absolutely.
abuse, and
Mhm.
having to run and get away,
Absolutely.
and human trafficking.
Mhm.
Those are some extreme population groups that usually would either be miss the gaps because they don't. Many of us don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We just know, well, we'll pray about it and come stay here for a minute, but then after a while you can't stay. Those kind of things, and you know, don't talk about it. It happens. No,
No,
it
no,
does.
no.
We got to,
And
and then
that's why
cultural
awareness,
sensitivity.
that's why awareness is important. So you hit on 2 things. It's the awareness for the victims, right? The victims of these crimes. So Asha Kieran, with Fred, we're in partnership with you and others to make sure we're constantly being very creative and promoting awareness in very discreet but powerful ways. We don't want to in any way alert perpetrators because all of our services are very confidential. We
Very
make
much so.
sure that we protect those that are in our care. Our safe home is confidential. And one of the things I really want to share about Asha Kieran is that not only do we provide services in a very culturally and linguistically appropriate manner, We again address the whole of the person.
Love it.
If you want to go to a church, a mosque, an Islamic center, worship group, if you have your preference, we acknowledge that and we make sure that you have access to that. Nothing done for you through Asha Karen is at a charge to you.
Wow.
Everything is free
Wow.
of charge. And I love that because often when you are in a crisis situation, you're escaping and you're good to have your life.
And in that moment, we talked about moments. Money does not does not solve the problem
That's right.
of your very existence being threatened.
That's right. That's right. And you have nothing to worry about once you are in our care. We have a 24-hour crisis line. It's the Asha line. Fred, they're going to highlight the number and some others later. But that Asha line is answered 24/7 by a live person.
Yeah.
And we have, I believe, over 41 plus languages.
Come on.
Those are interpreters that work with us to make sure that when you are calling Asha Karen, if you are speaking in your preferred or native language,
Come on.
then we will get someone on the line. Because when you're in crisis, the last thing you're trying to do is to remember how to say it in another
Right.
language.
And that's a barrier.
It's a barrier. It's the first barrier to accessing services. And so we've partnered with a language line. So even if the operator that answers the line is not familiar with the language being spoken, we get someone on that line to help us to identify the language and to get someone on the line to make sure that we can communicate with that person and that person is free to communicate with us.
You know, I want to go to this song by Shekinah and Glory. One of the persons of Shekinah Glory, they're a duo female group. One raps and one sings, and they have a song called "Waiting." In the moments that you feel like no one's there and it's all about the waiting, that's when your healing and your help is en route or on its way.
Absolutely.
And so we want to just take a minute to celebrate you. And we're going to talk about this great thing that just happened.
Wonderful.
There it is. Thank you, man. Shout out to my man, Professor X. It says, talk to us. Crisis line 800-793-3010. And you can go to their website and you can actually, and if if you're local, it's 256-698-4446. Listen, we're going to go to this song. Professor, man, appreciate your family. Yes, sir. And we're going to give you a little bit, this really entrenched, it's free. You're going to like it. And we'll be right back. You're tuned into the session, Bible Beats and Bars. Yo, it's on and popping.
Absolutely.
Let's do this.
Lord, I'm waiting. Everything that you promised me, every word that you said to me, I'm standing here and I'm rejecting fear because I know that I'm waiting. Almost didn't make it another day. That's when you stepped in and made a way. Father, I know that you got me and you won't leave me here waiting.
They that wait upon the Lord, I'm waiting. Shall renew their strength. My new name is patience. They that wait upon the Lord, I'm soaring. Soar like an eagle, the wings in the making. I wait on the Lord so my strength is replenished. I'm running a race that I can't see the finish. I wait on the Lord to gain power when I'm faint. Not to be weary, but He gives me strength. Only the strongest survive. He is the truth, cannot lie. I live in you, so I fly. You give me strength when I'm blind. You give me strength when I'm weak. You give me hope when it's bleak. You give me breath when I need to breathe. You are my everything. You are my everything.
Lord, I'm waiting. Everything that you promised me, every word that you said to me, I'm standing here and I'm rejecting fear because I know that I'm waiting. Almost didn't make it another day. That's when you stepped in and made a way. Father, I know that you got me and you won't leave me here waiting. All around me, but the seas won't
overcome, not me. Cause he said in his word, greater is he that is in me than he that's in the world. There is no defeat for the ones waiting on God, waiting on promise. You just keep trusting. Cause if he said it, he's gonna come through. He will not shame you. You just keep waiting. Lord, I'm waiting. Everything that you promised me, every word that you said to me, I'm standing here and I'm rejecting fear. Cause I know that you know that I'm waiting. Almost didn't make it another day. That's when you stepped in and made a way. Father, I know that you got me and you won't leave me here
Waiting on
waiting.
things to get better. Try not to break under pressure. What can I bear? More than what I have been measured. Diamonds I too become treasure. Don't want to cave under pressure. Which art in heaven, holy be your name.
Kingdom, thy kingdom come, it will be done.
In earth, like it's in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive debts made to us.
And lead us not
into temptation.
Deliver us
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
power and glory
forever. Lord, I'm waiting. Everything that you promised me, every word that you said to me, I'm standing here and I'm rejecting fear. Cause I know that you know that I'm waiting. Almost didn't make it another day. That's when you stepped in and made a way. Father, I know that you got me and you won't leave me here waiting. I know that you know. I know that you know. I'm waiting. I'm lifting my heart, I'm waiting. I'm lifting my hands, I'm waiting. God, you know I'm waiting. I'm lifting my heart, I'm waiting. I'm lifting my hands, I'm waiting. You've got me. You've got me. You won't leave me. You won't leave me. Never forsake me. Never forsake me.
Hello? I had this dream. And honey, it was so creepy. So this is what happened. We were in this cabin. And honey, we were trapped. The windows were boarded up. There was no key to the door. I mean, we were in there for like forever. That's how it felt.
Well, feeling trapped. I mean, it might be somewhere in your life that you may be feeling trapped, but no matter what, God wants us to keep our eyes on Him.
Okay.
No matter what we're going through. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. That was deep.
Yeah,
And that's
that
go ahead.
that exit point.
Oh.
She moved that Bible. I'm telling you.
And sometimes we just have to stop. When we're given the opportunity and God opens up a door where we can get out, escape, then we still got to take the time to heal. But she said, I'm waiting.
That's right.
What do you do when you're waiting?
That's right.
And your organization helps people in the waiting moment.
In the waiting moment.
So let's talk a little bit about,
Absolutely. And even in those moments, you're preparing yourself, you're readying yourself. There's never a moment. Your only moments of stillness are when you hear that word from the Lord and He tells you, look here, I've got it.
Oh, well done.
I've got it. Be still.
That's it.
Be still. I want the beauty in that video was it was it was beautiful when she looked at the Bible, and I wondered where it would go. But even underneath there,
that's right. And when she
finally took the initiative, I'm telling you, it's the key, the instruction. It's our source. It's everything. It's right there in the Word. It's right there in the Word.
And it's practical.
It is practical.
And He's not asking you to do nothing out something that's so just, it's not outside your range.
No.
And it's like in your organization title, Ray of Hope.
Ray of Hope. That That is, Asha Kiran means a ray of hope in
Mm.
Hindi. And again, the beauty of the organization, it's highlighting diversity,
Come on.
highlighting
Come on.
cultural awareness, highlighting the beauty in humanity.
Come on.
Again, I speak to my journey. Our founder of Asha Kiran, founded the organization in 2006
Oh, that's
to
that's not too far away.
right,
Wow.
and to address the needs of primarily the Indian community and some of the issues experienced where they had no access. She recognized
Wow.
that these victims weren't even aware of resources and supports. And her efforts were not only to give them that awareness, but also a safe place.
Right.
And the organization evolved over time. And now we serve so many women of various beautiful cultures and backgrounds from all over the world. One of the things I loved about working, and again, Fred asked about my journey. I started as child advocate.
Right.
That was direct services. I worked in that shelter I think I've been with Asha Karen now for maybe 5 or 6 years, but
Okay.
I started in direct services. And the beauty of that safe home is that on any given day, I was engaged with someone of Native American descent,
Come on.
someone of African American descent, someone of Hispanic, Latina descent. It was beautiful. The languages, the beautiful aroma of the various cuisines. There is healing. There's healing
Right.
in cooking, right?
Yeah.
And even having access. Remember, nothing's out of charge. You're in this beautiful home. We hope you get access to work. You don't have to worry about how you're going to get back and forth.
Wow.
That resume,
Wow.
if English is not your
Wow.
first language, we want to make sure that we provide ESL classes for our English second learners, for
Wow.
our limited English proficient individuals.
And you cover the scope of that level of not having the literacy to those of different
Absolutely.
ethnicities and cultures and
Absolutely.
and that's why I'm really super excited about even tonight
Mhm.
when we share a little bit about that presentation.
Mhm.
You all just gonna have to come. We can't give you all of this in one nutshell.
That's
So
right.
so you move from that to so how did you get to be executive director?
Well, I tell you what, the founder was then the CEO. She was the founder as well as the
CEO.
yes,
Okay.
CEO, executive director, and everything else. You talk about dynamic and
Wow.
phenomenal women of color. I am just saying, and she's definitely a matriarch in her community. I love Miss Kakani's. She embraces who she is and embraces her community, and all that she does. It's for the betterment of humanity. She saw not only my efforts, despite my title or
Right.
titles,
Titles, right.
she saw my heart in
Mm.
my efforts. I fell in love with the mission and the vision of Asha Kiran to sow into the lives of those that were experiencing
Yeah.
these types of victimizations. So then
Wow.
I was asked, I believe, Fred, it was their knowledge of my grant writing ability. And she says, we have a position open over at the administrative offices.
Okay.
And I says, well, can I still do both? Because I was so tied to some of my clients. I did that for a while. But as you know, in the nonprofit sector, grants come and go.
They come and go.
You are not guaranteed, which is why, again, my education. So you have the advocacy, but you have the social justice
That's right.
aspect. Because one of my intentional efforts as now executive director is to make sure that we have that continued stream of support
That's right.
and income, those grants,
Yes.
those sponsorship, those donations and other. And so she saw that knowledge in
And
my
really,
abilities.
and that is DEIB. That is
I'm telling
diversity,
you.
equity, inclusion, and belonging.
And
Belonging means
belonging.
sitting at the table. So when you
Absolutely.
cutting a check,
Absolutely.
we get a check.
Absolutely.
So if this organization gets it and they're popular, this organization is not popular gets
Absolutely.
it
That's
because they're
right.
still filling a
That's
gap.
right. Because we can do more collectively, right?
And
Than
we
we
might as
can
well just
working
do the
in silo.
kudos now. Kudos to your organization being one of those 8
Thank you.
organizations
That's
that
right.
the city has not only said we appreciate, but they cut a check.
He has frontline news.
Well, you
Look,
know,
he knows before
you
I
said-
know. But I'm so excited we were
No, seriously, I
awarded
think-
that grant. And I believe that was one of the reasons. And so as you saw those collective roles,
sure.
Fred, grant coordinator, volunteer coordinator, those positions all work toward my ability to function as active due to an emergency situation, unplanned situation
Correct.
with the org. I was asked by the board of directors.
Wow.
I was serving then, I believe my position title was Director of Capacity Building Initiatives. Again, that position was to make sure that the grants were running as they should and
Correct.
that the
Correct.
initiatives of the org were complementing
Yeah.
to the mission and vision. I was asked by the board to step in as acting executive director, but I tell you what, that board kept looking externally.
Wow.
They kept looking externally. But again, I'm going to go back to my Bible
Psalms
verses.
139.
You better
There it
say a
is.
word. If it
14 is a verse.
if it is destined to be, it does not matter. You can look and you can have other plans, but what his plan is for my life, it will be. And I had told my husband on several occasions, not executive director, I'm enjoying this life because
Right.
I can shut it off
Right.
at a certain time. As executive director for this nonprofit in particular, because we are a crisis organization, I accepted, I believe I became acting in June of 2020.
Wow.
And then since then have been the appointed executive director for Asha Karen. It is a crisis organization, which means 24/7. You do what's needed. You answer your phone, you're
That's it.
available. And I am a servant leader.
Come on.
I'm a servant leader, so I'm
Well,
not
I
gonna.
get it.
Now, it may be why the Lord had me go through all of these positions
Right.
I have on that table there, because there is not a position in the org that I do not feel that with the Lord's help and guidance, I could not efficiently, effectively, and willingly do.
And I think at the end of the day, as we wrap up, because I do want to talk about another thing as we wrap it, and we're going to give you one more song. And this is so good because we usually just run an hour, but this is just, you got to get it. Then you'll see us tonight. So it's you'll be all right. So I think the other beautiful thing about your story, your journey, and about the organization itself is that it is forever a always.
Absolutely.
We're always here to do what is necessary to see you become your best self. That's what like this show is, a transformative talk show. This is a talk show that is transformative in every aspect.
Absolutely.
And so is
And
so
that's
what
why
you're
it's
doing.
so complimenting. We currently, I'll brag a bit, we currently have an MOU with No More Dirty for that
sure,
very
for sure,
reason.
for
It's
sure.
that shared mission and vision to help serve and to help better our community
And reach
and
more people.
humanity.
We can reach more
And
humanity.
we reach more, we touch more by partnering. Absolutely. I'm just saying. And so it's beautiful how things work out that way, because let me tell you, he touched on something that I want to share about Asha Karen. We not only meet the immediate needs and the crisis needs and address those needs in a very confidential manner. Huntsville Housing Authority. Let me tell you.
That's what's up.
He also
I do. I work at Huntsville Housing.
He is just phenomenal in every way. But let me tell you, one of the pieces that are integral in making sure that you continue to empower your clients beyond the immediate crisis as they are encouraged and they're helped in their healing. We want to make sure that they move on toward a life free of abuse, that they don't feel compelled to return to abuse. So how do you do that? You equip them with the skills and the needed mindset and the healing so they can move forward with a healthier independence. And so we follow up with our clients. Once an Asha Karen client, always.
They're doing that word again, always.
Always.
So I want to do this. So again, give them the contact information for Asha Karen.
Absolutely. I'm going to show you here because Fred, you want to pull it up for me again?
Yeah, Professor, get it for you.
So I want to give everything. I wanted to
that's
give.
good right there.
Yeah. Can I turn it around?
That's cool.
Can everybody see it?
He gonna pull it up. You just go ahead.
Okay,
And
those
share
are
it.
some of our programs. Of course, you know that the Asha line is accessible. And you also have, he's pulled it up there for us. So Fred, you can read it. I don't have to.
All right. So some of the programs I want you to be mindful of is the Cultural Humility Program. It's a very serious, thank you. And see, like when you see it on the screen, right?
It's better.
You just
Yeah.
clicking. When you click volunteer, you click culture. These are the community education
We
programs.
need volunteers, please.
And so that's a very big thing. and then they'll there it is. The application comes up. You go in there. You submit your information. Then from there, they will vet you to make sure that you are a good fit, and that if your fit is a different type of fit, then they'll find a place where you can belong because you are part of the humanity family. Then there's another program they have. It's called Language Access Planning. I love this. It's about effective communication when you're dealing with crisis, or even if your organization, like you all came to our organization and you taught cultural competency. You taught these are the things why we use these vowels and why we say thou, though, he, us, they, them, and why it's important from the perspective, because we have to acknowledge them. It's not an issue of what you think or what you thought. It's who they are in their moment. And then there's trauma informed interpreting. That's huge.
And we train them. We do this training. It's training because we want those that are engaging with our clients, irregardless of your position, we want to make sure that you're doing no harm. And so we provide these trainings because we have many that may be bilingual, multilingual, and you can have this talent, but are you culturally aware? Are you trauma informed? Wow. Well, we make sure you are before engaging with our clients. Yeah.
And then I want to do one, but now the rest you just got to go. Yeah, I got it right there.
Yep.
So, but I want to also just mention working with foreign-born populations.
Absolutely.
Listen, one of the big things about the Messiah, Yeshua the Christ, is that he saw and met no strangers. So if you're a person that believes in humanity, no matter how you see Christ, Yeshua, or Jesus, or the Christ, or the good man, however you see him, the one thing we know about him, that he left an amazing example of human kindness. And so Asha Quran is all about human kindness, about that level of support, security, and safety, first and foremost, so that they could become their best self. So, this is why she's on this show.
Absolutely.
You don't get on this show just because you dope. You can do that on anybody else's show.
But that too, right?
But yeah, you are dope. Super dope. And then she
I'm just saying.
The drip is real. The drip is real. So, but we got a finale with, now y'all know her. Now we didn't talk about Asha Quran.
We didn't give the phone number.
Oh, let me give the phone number. Yes.
So the Asha line, 24/7, in case you're in crisis, a family member, a friend.
That's right.
Those who we're talking to today, we never know who's experiencing
and who's listening
these types of violence. So I want you to know.
All right. So the telephone number it's a toll-free number. It's 800-793-3010. It's on the screen. You see us on the corner. You can volunteer, you can donate, you can become engaged. And then if you want to get in touch with the main office that's for this organization, it's 256-698-4446.
Wonderful.
They're good?
Yeah.
I get it? Okay. And when you tonight, you're going to be able to get all this information.
All of that.
So you just need to go and pull up, man. It's going to be the best $35 tonight.
We're going to have great fun.
Yeah, we're going to have
a lot of laughs.
Oh my gosh. It's just going to be.
I'm ready.
Oh my goodness. That's what's going on tonight.
We're having some good fun.
That's all.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
And then the best of the best in entertainment. I'm just saying we are going to have great fun, great laughs.
Come on.
We are going to, take off for work. You've had such a good time the night
before. Oh my goodness. You already know the business. It's going down. So we got a finale with now. I don't know if you know that, but you're an author.
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna get this book. This is it right here.
This is why.
In his sight. Oh, come on now. Oh.
Nighttime nursery rhymes.
Talk about it.
I'm gonna tell you that's the beauty of Monet Greetings, and I have to get for all of those who have already previously purchased the paperback.
Okay.
I want them to know they'll be getting a free hard copy. So I'm excited about that. And that was one of my reasons for venturing into Monet Greetings. It's when you see something, you not only say something, but if it be within your power, but we know all things are within his power, then we do something.
Come on.
And so one of my reasons for writing this is first of all, I truly believe that writing was my way of expressing to the Lord what my thoughts were. Sometimes I would do it quietly, but then I realized it was so poetic, and I started to share that at a very young age. I was, I believe, 15 when I wrote A Black Child's Conversation with God.
Wow. Wait a minute,
Um,
wait. A black child's conversation with God.
absolutely. And
Wow.
and I tell you what, I wrote that because as a young brown skin, um, I wouldn't even say thin, I was a little scraggly in a school, you often wonder why people who look different are treated different, but not only by your peers, and bullying is real, but
Hmm.
by teachers,
Wow.
by family members. What? And so that poem, in words, it was my prayer, but really I was taught at one time I was taught, you can't question God, you can't question God, don't ask him to. And I was like, well, that's not the relationship we have begun. Like, he's my friend when I don't have a friend.
That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
I'm talking to him, I'm communicating with him. If I have a question, I'm going to believe that he's going to answer that. And so I was confused as a child. I wanted to know,
Wow.
it was hurtful why
Wow.
family members or people would treat you different. And it was you're that's they would say things like, okay, that's the cute one, that's the this one. Oh, but she's the smart one, it's okay, or something to that effect, as if it was a compliment. No,
Right.
I'm all of that.
Yeah.
And so I asked the Lord, I said, in this poem, why is it?
Hmm.
Why is it that you told me, like, to love my brother and my sister too, and these very ones are like the ones that
Wow.
turn against me, and so I
Yeah.
turn to you.
Right.
And if you've loved all you've created and they're precious in your sight, I want to know if I am.
Wow.
That's where that poem came from. And I was 15 years old. That's going to be Fred. My next book is A Black Child's Conversation with God. I'm looking forward to working with some young gentlemen of color to do the
Well, I'll help you.
illustrations
Yeah,
and beautiful.
I
I'm
can help you with that. I
excited.
got you on that.
This one, Miss Asia Donovan, she's a young, beautiful illustrator, a young lady, young woman of color who illustrated this beautiful book for me. And the poems inside, I'm going to try to open it here, are really beautiful in that not only are the poems heartfelt and opportunities for parents to pray with their children,
Hmm.
every poem is complemented by a Bible verse.
Wow.
The sooner we plant the seeds,
Come on.
the sooner we plant the seeds. If you ask the why, it is because I believe that when you plant those seeds, as your children grow older, they will not depart from it. That word will keep them from danger seen and unseen. It would
Yeah.
help to mold their character, their person, and their purpose.
And
That's
build
my belief.
foundation
It will build the foundation.
so that anything
Fred.
on it, either it's sand or it's stone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this book is available. Is it available?
This one is available in paperback on Amazon. We're getting ready to
Okay.
put the
Hardback.
hardback out, and I'm excited about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
We have a few months on A Black Child's Conversation with God, but this one here for all like new parents, if you're looking for like a nursery rhyme book or maybe a baby shower gift,
Yeah.
you won't be disappointed, because as you are reading to your wee one, you will
Yeah.
also be getting those biblical scriptures which help us as every day as parents to be better at parenting.
So I'm gonna on our show we always try our best to celebrate and to promote. So this is your book. It's Veleda M. Period Banks-Davis. So what we're going to do is we'll make sure if you get us the graphic or the information, we'll upload it on the site.
Wonderful.
And then again, tonight you might throw insert in a flyer in the bag.
Oh,
Because we have giveaway
absolutely.
bags too, by the way. So if you come, you're gonna get blessed. So, but if you don't show up, you miss out. That ain't on us. I'm telling you
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna be able to bless some other kids in very different situations. Be able to do summer camps like Camp Smart.
Yes.
We have a creative writing camp actually
I
where
love it.
they publish their own book
Mhm.
between the ages of 8 years old and 15.
That's what I'm talking
So
about. Beautiful.
so that's what this thing
I'm
is. So
excited.
again, we want to say thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
This
I'm
is good. I
excited.
mean, and we're doing this
Most
just before the
welcome.
show too, and we get to. So if you want to see her in person, meet her husband, meet the whole crew, then the bottom line is that's what you got to do. You got to show up tonight. New Life. Shout out to New Life Worship Center. It's 39. Thank you very much. There you go. It's on the screen. All you got to do is you pull your phone up. It'll tell you where you go. You know the business. That's how that thing goes. Now we got to also tell them while he's showing that information. You're going to be speaking in Texas, right? Talk about that. Give us that in about a minute. So just tell us about it.
Okay, I'll tell you about it. I believe that's April 29th.
Yes.
Under the Fold Ministries in Texas, and I am extremely excited about it.
Yeah.
I will be the keynote speaker presenting for their Powerful in Pink conference, and I am indeed honored. I am going to I'm going to just bring a word as thus giveth the Lord.
That's what's up.
And to encourage every person present, males, females, and other children, to continue to move forward in purpose. I'm honored, and I thank Under the Fold Ministries for the invitation. Thank you kindly.
So again, I'm going to pray. We're going to need to pray for you and your organization.
Thank you.
Your book, and then we're going to see you tonight. And I'm going to ask Professor, you take them out with another song. I don't know, pick one. We got several, but maybe Future, the one that might be good. No? Okay, you pick one. All right, let's pray.
It's going to be a great evening.
Yeah, whatever it's going to be on it. Oh, my goodness.
I'm excited.
So let's pray. So, God, we just want to say thank you for Asha Karan. We thank you for Mrs. Davis. We thank you for the journey and all that you've done in her life and continue to do. Thank you for what will take place in serving these populations that really a lot of times are overlooked. I want to thank you for all those that have given, those that will give. And we're asking that you will continue to bless over and abundantly. Thank you so much for allowing us to partner. We thank you for this event that's going to take on tonight, the Clean Comedy Series. Lord, listen, what we're doing has never been done in this city. 100% clean, inspirational, but funny comedy. So, Lord, may those that come and those that experience and those that have been given donated tickets from organizations and from communities that are challenged that would not normally get a chance to go, they will have an amazing time with us. And Lord, we ask for the forgiveness of our sins so that we might be seen and acknowledged and known as pure in your sight. So that when we ask, it's given. Where we go, the doors are open. And finally, as we open our hands to help and bless as servant leaders, then we will be blessed so that we can continue the journey. So, Lord, whatever she decides, whatever the organization wants or desires, bless them with grants over and abundantly and provide. And then, Lord, bless her and her book and her husband and her family. And thank you for allowing her to be a part of this wonderful conversation. In the worthy name of Yeshua the Christ, who is Jesus of the Bible, amen. Yo, that's what it is. You have been tuned in to the session, Bible Beats and Bars, with your boy, Minister Fred, hanging out with the first lady of you already know, of in his sight book. I'm talking about Ashkaran. I mean, good God of mercy. First Lady Davis in the building.
Yes,
Veleda,
enjoy. Ready for fun and laughter and comedy. Let's do this. Thank you for this interview.
All day.
You.
Hey,
Wonderful.
this is worldwide.
I enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody.
All right, we'll see you. Enjoy this music too, Boom Bap, and we will see you tonight. Doors open at 7. Absolutely. And you guys will come out and hang out. Oh, Yum Yum's gonna be in the building. She's gonna have the food truck, and she's gonna have that gourmet loose. Oh my goodness, lemonade and popcorn. Oh,
Let's
Lord,
do
Lord.
this.
All right, we'll see you. We gotta go. It's just
Thanks,
too much.
everyone. Blessings.
I don't know what I would do if I would ever lose you. You're the very beat of my heart. You're the reason that I move. I won't trade you. 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 There is so many things fighting to get turn me around, place my feet on higher ground. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on higher ground. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on higher ground. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on higher ground. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on higher ground. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on higher ground. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on higher ground.